That's recording.
Okay. First of all, thank you to everybody for coming to this edition of Healing Open Wounds, the men's edition. Our thoughts, our words, our desires, our testimonies. We'll open up first with prayer. My brother here, he's the only married one here, married right now. It's George Barksdale, coming up on 13 years of marriage. We'll open up in prayer. Go ahead, George.
Otherwise, God, we come to you just to say thank you. We thank you, God, because a group of men decided to come together to speak on open issues that we're all dealing with. And that's relational and all kinds of other relationships. God, we just thank you for being present today. We thank you for what's going to take place. And we pray that healing and transformation shows up today in our lives. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Thank you. Praise God. Praise God. Of course, I'm Brother Leroy. It's the second. We had the women on first. Healing Open Wounds. Now it's the men time. All these brothers, these some great brothers. None of us perfect. No women ain't perfect. No men are perfect. We're human beings. But these are good, more than solid men. That I have love and respect for all these men in different areas of my life. I met them all through different areas of my life. And quality brothers. You know, I hear the rumor is, and how I know quality brothers out here, well, the devil is a liar. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 right now. I ain't even counting me. So it's on now. First of all, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about each one of y'all and go with that. Terrence, we'll start with you. We're gonna go around this way.
Okay. Mouth for the chicken. Terrence Richardson, 55-year-old widow, father of 4 kids, 29, 28, 27, and 21. Been walking with the Lord now for about 20 years. And then on this journey, I'm learning a lot that I know I really don't know, because of what the Bible says a man is and what a man should be, and how it relates to how I've been taught what a man is. There's no connection. There's a total disconnection. All in all, I'm faithful to the cause. I love Christ and love his people, and I love this opportunity to help the other men. I think that we're the cornerstone of the community. We're the cornerstone of families. And Brother Leroy asked me to come and join this panel. I was excited, and I'm excited about meeting you brothers and just kind of sharing our struggles, kind of sharing our triumphs as well. So welcome, and great to meet y'all.
Dave.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dana Moore. I guess demographics, single, 44 years old, no children, and I'm here because I wanted to be amongst another group of men that are positive, and again, willing to share their stories. And we all come from some, various walks of life, and we're here, but we share one thing in common: we're men. Whether you're a husband, father, or just a man, just single, right? So we all, at least at a minimum, have that in common. And I just want to come and share and listen to other stories, because you never know when somebody can say something that can help you. So I'm glad to be in the room, and I'm looking forward to this a lot.
My name is Man Ye. I'm 52 years old. I'm a real African American. I say that because my father's from Liberia and my mother from Florida. Southern one, so I'm a real African American. Different kind of background. I'm just here to get some knowledge, soak up some knowledge, and share my story and some other stories.
Yeah, my name is Timothy Jones. I'm 64 years old. One daughter, 28. I'm kind of basically here because my cousin Leroy, we kind of hit on these topics for decades on the phone, spending hours talking about different scenarios and situations. So I think it's very, very good. I'm very excited to kind of see what a group of men together in a room has to say in their varying opinions.
Dana Israel, 44 years old, no kids, no girl. My grandmother raised me. Grew up West Baltimore on Belmont Avenue. Pretty much was invited here today. Didn't know really what I was getting myself into, but I know it's something positive and something that is going to be out my comfort zone. So, you know, when you're working on yourself, you step out the box for a little bit and see what you got. You know what I mean? See yourself. So that's why I'm here today.
Yeah.
What's good, y'all? My name is Pierre. I'm 33. Used to work with Leroy Transportation. Shoot videos. Actually about to start a clothing line called God's Closet. Kind of want to promote positive affirmations, positive messages, you know, through the clothing that I produce. So I actually just like filled out the LLC stuff yesterday, so you know, I'm official with that. So appreciate it. So yeah, you know, this is kind of out of my comfort zone as well. I'm not really a huge venture. I'm kind of a cliche. I don't really, you know, express my feelings unless it's like kind of needed, necessary, you know. So hopefully I get something out of this, you know, even if it's just being able to talk about my struggles and, you know, what I may be dealing with amongst some good brothers, and, you know, this will all be worth it.
My name is Lonzo Warren, 43, with 2 boys, happily single, business owner. Came off the strength of Leroy, been going for some time now, and just want to hear and share. So I got 2 franchises. I got a State Farm and a Vanguard. I got a trucking company and a nonprofit organization.
My name is Eric Freeman. Good friend of Leroy. We've been friends for a long time. I'm also a barber. Actually met Leroy through my older brother. I work a full-time job as well. I got 2 boys in their 30s, single, and I'm glad to be here amongst a lot of men that are willing to come and share any type of information. I know some of you are younger. I'm 59, but doesn't matter whether you're younger or older. We all bring something to the table.
That's right.
I always believe that men sharpen men like knives, and that's what we come here for. And I appreciate Leroy bringing us together to do that. I was actually here the last time for the women's session. I was actually the cameraman at the last session, and the women, they showed up. They did their thing, you know. So I'm hoping that we can return the favor and we can show out as well.
My name is George Barksdale. I'm 53. I'm married, as Leroy already said, 13 years, October 26th. I have 6 daughters. One is I have 5 stepdaughters and 1 biological daughter. I raised 5 of them since they was young. And I'm an electrician, and I also have my own home improvement business as well. And I'm a minister.
What's the name of the business, bro?
Factotum Services. That's the name of my business.
All right.
Well, let me say this, right? We came here to cook today. And I ain't talking about no grease. Okay? I ain't playing. I don't do no bluffing. But everything we do is spirit of love. The spirit of honesty, transparency. Because I look past any disguise. I look at the eyes. I look at the eyes of people. Sometimes I look at the eyes, I see pain. I see unsure, uncertainty. I see depression. I know men who have committed suicide. I knew them. I knew men who have thought about suicide. Right? We put on our armor every day, every night. We take up Superman, but really you Clark Kent. Clark Kent is probably stronger than Superman. Because Superman is the man. But I just want you to know, each and every one of y'all matter. That you're valued, each and every one. I mean, I talk to you every day, but I do reach out because each and one of y'all matter. I don't care how much money you make or don't make. I don't care what you drive or don't drive, what you own or don't own. You're human beings, and you're strong black men, and you matter, and Brother Leroy loves y'all.
Appreciate it.
And I brought y'all here to make a difference. I'm looking for a shift in the atmosphere. I'm looking for a change, beginning of change, and it can start right here in this room of the chill spot. Start right in this room right here with the men I have in front of me. Thanks for making it. The ones who couldn't make it but here in spirit, I appreciate them too. Everybody did call back, and there was no problem getting in touch with people, but we're ready to go. Let me say this. What actually bothers you? Just as black men, whether it's being a father or boyfriend or husband, what actually, put it this way, let me ask you this. What relationship gives you the most joy and what gives you the most pain?
Well, I wanna go off of that.
Go ahead.
You said what actually bothers me. What actually bothers me is having the absenteeism of this right here amongst men. You know, in this society today, everybody we're too separated. You know, and I think sometimes we're too afraid to show any type of compassion, any type of love towards each other as men. And I think within that, there's pain, you know. So having talks with each other, having men come together and talk, I think this is something that should be more needed and more shared. I mean, I'm a little older. We come from a time where the men in our communities were advocates. So they were the guys who taught us how to play sports, how to fix bikes, how to swim like you do, all types of things. So my father, even though he was in my life, he didn't give me everything that I got because I got a lot of things from the community of men. And I think that's what we're missing today. So when you ask that question, that's what bothers me. And I think that as men, we need to step up and we really need to be more active about reaching out and giving back, especially to the younger men, having conversations. We need to get away from being so, I'm gonna say, selfish and afraid to let other men be a part of our lives and be a part of your family, your kids, because this is what makes us well-rounded. You know, this is what makes us better people, and this is what makes our communities better.
Hey Dana, Dana, what's on your mind?
I'm just listening to the brother.
No, you in deep thought, brother. Dana's a cool, smooth brother. Dana got some surface going on, but now they got surface. You know, I know, brother. You know what I'm saying? The brother takes care of his grandmother, 100 years old. The brother takes care of her. See what I'm saying? He always was a cool, smooth, young brother. Only coming on the basketball court back in the day. You know what I mean? Never was about no trouble. Take care of his business. The ladies like him, right?
Where they at?
Check it out. It ain't the right one yet. It ain't the right one ain't come yet. Because he ain't really trying to be in the streets. That's not the lifestyle he lived. So every man ain't trying to be in the streets. And they y'all type. So Dan, what's on your mind, brother?
Just hearing this conversation of positivity, you know, stepping out of what I'm listening to, thinking about myself, reflecting on what I'm doing here today, you know, just something different. Seeing how it can, you know, help towards what I got going on in my life, my lifestyle. You know, yeah, there's a lot going on, you know, it's real heavy. But, you know, as men, we deal with different issues in certain different ways.
Right.
And you were talking about like a outlet, something like that you can release or, you know, vent, basically, right? And a lot of black men, young black men especially that I know, it's weird to them. It's weird because they're their friends or associates, they homeboys, I'm gonna say they homeboys. It wasn't brought to their attention either. You know, we, in our household, I came from a household with no father, no mother, right? It was just the distant uncles, you know, and then you got the streets, right? But then you got, well, I was lucky enough to have grandma. So grandma was like, she kept you close, you know, she was like the guardrail on the street,
Right.
making sure you really don't get into
Right.
that fire, right? But I said that to say this, like a lot of young men don't have that, so we not used to that. So when we get to like, you know, stating our emotions to whoever it may be, their girl or their homeboy, it's just weird all over because it's just something that they don't do, they don't hear about it often. The fathers is missing in the household, and basically at the age that we venting, it's not through words, it's through actions.
Right.
And then it's too late.
Right.
Because now we grown men.
Right.
So now we stuck in our ways, right? So,
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you will be judged by how you feel?
To what
That
audience,
concern?
though?
As far as how you really feel, as far as when you vent or getting into somebody, you feel like they will judge you? Crash the check instead of really
oh
listening to you?
yeah, definitely.
Do you think
I think every black man.
think that inhibits you from expressing yourself?
Yeah, of course. You got to be careful, even with your family. Like you code what you say. You don't really outright say what you really mean, unless it's really heartfelt and you know you tears balling on and it's really on your heart. But other than that, you watch what you say because you know you just. It's not like judging the book by its cover, but then it is. But you're just being precautious of your life, your lifestyle, no matter what relation they have to you. But the initial question was what again?
I said what was body, and also said what relationship are the most rewarding? Which one are the most painful?
And we talking about, it's not a certain topic like women or we just talking
Whatever you want.
Uh,
We talk about women, whatever you want.
well, okay. Well, for me, from my perspective, being as though, you know, my grandmother raised me, now I take care of my grandmother. The most joy I've had recently, some real like heartfelt joy, not like the trumped up mirage kind of like, you know, the materialistic, short term, quick 5 minutes, and then, you know, like some real, my bad, you can't. And so what really like touched my heart would be my grandmother because her wisdom, her age, her routine, what she does on a daily basis, that is innocent, it's minute, but you can tell it's just not her doing what she does. You know, like it's this, I'm gonna say God, right? And I know that, but there's some who don't believe in God, they might say other, they might replace the word, right? But just the way she reflects in that glow and just seeing everything profess what she told me back in the day, like really happen in front of my eyes through the years that I've been with her, it's like, so how can I not believe what she's been telling me all this? Yeah.
Pierre.
Let me just interject 1 minute, man. First and foremost, I want to commend you, brother, a young man taking care of your grandmother. We all want to get over.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing we wish and we hope is that we had somebody like you to take care of us. And what your grandmother done with you, brother, is give you the tools to navigate through this society that we're in today. And so I'm gonna tell you, brother, nobody told you. I commend you for taking care of your grandmother, bro.
That's awesome. Now, you know what? I hear that a lot, but I don't tell you what the downsides though.
No, bro, I know.
You don't understand the
Yeah,
other
push
side.
your past.
You
That's a real
understand?
thing.
You just hear the uphill battle and you know glitz and glam of the world. When the actual individual deals with that,
Right.
from whenever they were dealt with it, whenever they were handing their responsibility up until this present moment,
Right.
that's like two lives you live.
Oh, yeah.
And whose eyes is judging those two lives? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got me, for instance, like I'm living two lives, so I want to dictate what I really want to do, but in actuality, I can't because of this or what's going on, and it affects how I'm coming up through my life, through my adult years, because I got this responsibility. See what I'm saying?
Right.
And nobody understands that part. Not your homeboys, not your family, because they was in there doing what you did.
Right.
You know, those ones that got away, they always got a lot of advice,
Right.
but they did. And so that individual that's really there doing what they doing at that moment, nobody actually feels what they going through. So they be like the lone wolf throughout it all. I don't know. But yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, because most times when somebody is dealing with somebody's caretaker of somebody, usually caregiver, there's only one or two people that do it. Nobody else don't, they don't help. They don't offer to give you a break. Most people, they don't, they too busy. They don't have a heart for it. God gave you the one with the heart for it. And it's a stress, it's a strain, and it's not easy, but we all have burdens, different burdens, or different loads, I'm saying loads, that we have to carry that may seem unfair at times, but there's a reward after that. There's a reward for that. That man sitting next to you right there, my cousin right there, he's separated from his wife. How many years is it?
My wife had a massive stroke 10 years ago. She's paralyzed.
She had a
on the left
massive
side of her
stroke.
body. We were separated for 2 years at the time. Still cordial and everything. And you know, this happened all of a sudden. And she had hearing in the Philippines, and she had family and stuff. So you know, as still her husband, first and foremost, you know, I came back into her life to, you know, try to make the situation as best as possible.
And they was dating other people. She had a boyfriend?
Yeah, everything.
So,
So everything went around. So she's in the Philippines now, and I've been taking care of her for the last 10 years. You know, people sometimes say, "What? Why? What? Whatever." First of all, I've been kind of blessed to have the resources to kind of do so. If I didn't have to do one thing, but more addition, she's still my wife. And one other important thing, I never forget. And you know how when you separate and stuff, you get the ups and downs. So she said she needed to go to the hospital one night, and I was like, "Have your boyfriend take you to the hospital." I'm a diabetic. I had a diabetic episode the next morning, and I could not find anybody to take me to the hospital. You know who took me to the hospital? Lisa, my wife. Even at the night before, I said, you know, get your boyfriend to take blah, 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 blah. And when I was in intensive care for probably 3 days. I just made it there just in time. You know, families in Baltimore, I lived down towards DC, so it wasn't anybody else immediately get me there. And that was definitely an eye opener. Definitely. So you know, so that's my situation. And you know, yeah, sometimes it's we kind of look both ways. You know, hey, I sent a grand other month. She's in the hospital now. You know, so the funds kind of get tight. Things go both ways, but I just try to do what I think is right.
Let me tell you, man.
Under my eyes and God's eyes.
He has cameras set up in his house. Watch her 24 hours a day. She has a property that he manages for her, right? Some of her family members have died since she's been sick. They weren't dependable anyway with her, because she was a businesswoman. She wasn't around, she didn't have any kind of relationships. He is actually her, listen, man. Since she's been paralyzed, she had so much illness through her body. He even got contacts in the Philippines. He hired her to go take care of her. Women, he hired to go take. He is 24. He is in her life every single day, bro. The doctor, I was on the phone with my cousin. Doctors called him. They thought she might not make it about a month ago. So my cousin is an example, and Dana, you are too, of selflessness. Everybody don't have it in them, bro.
Because people are like, man, I knew the money and this and that and the other, man, if you da-da-da. But you know, I mean, as you get older, and I'm 64, you know, you kind of, your experiences, your wisdom, your maturity, you know, you definitely kind of want to take that path. That's right. You might have been on the other path, had another way in your 20s, but you start thinking about that kind of stuff when you get old. And when you do material things and all that other stuff, It's just a means to an end. It's not the most important thing by any means.
Right.
So,
Let me tell you something, back to what Eric said about relationships and friendships, right? You know, I call everybody. I'll text this group, but I call everybody. Let me just say hello. Birthday, I said. So anyway, when I talk to other men and try to get them to call each other, they won't do it. They may send a text, or this was what I hear, tell me what I hear. I called him, he didn't call me back. He didn't call me. I said, listen, man, you never know what somebody going through. So I reach out and get to the person, and they're in the middle of a storm. If somebody don't like you, they gonna let you know. If a man don't like you, man gonna let you know he don't like you. He ain't gonna fake it. He ain't gonna smile if he don't like you, he gonna let you know. But I think, as men, y'all will be so much richer in y'all life. Because hey, bro, my brotherhood relationships is off the chain. With a lot of men. Bro, I'm the one that reach out and call. I'm telling you, that phone call means a lot.
Yeah.
Men have told me thank you.
Let me interject for a second, because you just said one thing. You said brotherhood. See, brotherhood is different than just having friends.
Yeah,
Because friends forget friends
yeah.
as we grow older. But a brotherhood, you never forget your brothers. It's different. Like I can call you, I can call Eric, I can talk to any of y'all and Todd. I can call y'all about anything and I can talk to you. But I can't talk to a friend like I talk to y'all. It's different. You see, so a brotherhood is different. So when we talk about brotherhood, we talking about a bond. We talking about allowing another man to hold you accountable. Allowing the other man to say things to you that you wouldn't allow anybody else to say to you. You see, so that's a brotherhood. Cause I can respect what any one of these guys say to me. I'm humble enough as a man to take it, and it's not about my spirituality. It's who I always been. My character is that, you know. So the thing is, so we talking about this trauma and this healing, and I had some stuff written down, but I'm like, it's no good, because we dealing with a widow, and we dealing with different levels of stuff in here of trauma. Like he looked good on the outside, dressed up. He's taking care of his grandmother, but what is he truly dealing with relationally? He's single. He don't have time for relationships because his grandmother is primary, his source right now, a focus. So he don't have time to really venture out. So the time that a relationship requires, he's not able to give it right now. And we don't. And I know he probably want to venture out into that field, but it takes time to build a relationship. It takes time to build trust. It takes time to understand what we're dealing with when it comes to relationships. And then his trauma could be different. His trauma could be the lack of the men in his life. He just said he didn't have his mother or his father. He's been with his grandmother. So what is truly his trauma? You know what I'm saying? And then his trauma. Everybody's dealing with something different. He's a widow, so I'm like, are you dating? Are you looking to date? Are you afraid to date? You know what I'm saying? So what's going on like within you that will allow you to even step outside of that comfort zone after you've been in love with somebody for so many years?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And now you got children. Because now you gotta bring somebody in their space and you gotta say, are my kids, or is she even good enough to be around my kids? So it's a lot that we're dealing with. And I've been around Eric, I've been around you, I've been around all of y'all that have been through relationships, and I swear I've been through them with you. And we've all talked about our relationships, ups and downs, the pains and the woes. But that's what's missing in our community is men. Because the thing about it, we don't allow society to change how we treat men.
That's right. That's right. And if I can add to that, society has changed what a man is.
Yeah.
Because you look out in the street, you see
respect it.
right, how he carries himself. Like I remember watching photos of men in the 40s and 50s going to a baseball game. They suited and booted, wearing a suit to the game. Now
the job interviews, people showed up in job interviews in a t-shirt and jeans.
Correct.
Because the standards have been lowered so much, and I believe men have a large part in that, in the way that men are being portrayed now.
It's not being taught.
It's not being taught.
It's not being taught by men. There's
Let me
women
say-
that believe they can teach
Right.
what a man is, and how a man should think, and how a man should act.
Right.
I had to tell a woman before, I said, have you ever had, I'm sorry, but have you ever had, penis? She said, no. I said, have you ever had to stand up to use the bathroom? She said, no. I said, do you have 2 testicles? No. I said, you don't know what it is to be a man. Like, we don't know what it is to be pregnant.
Right.
You don't know what it is to be a man.
Right.
Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't raise a man on your thinking process.
Right.
It's different. We both have 2 different types of chromosomes, and we both got different chemicals in us for a reason.
Right.
You can't do it.
Right.
But we need a men, I know men stray away from their children because of the woman. You don't want to go to jail, right? So you stray away from that to protect yourself. But we need men to focus on the child and grow the child from a man's point of view. That's going to get lost. It's going to get lost real soon.
We normalize broken homes. I'm reminded of the Cam Newton interview. Did y'all see the Cam
Right,
Newton interview?
right.
Where he's normalized the fact that he's got 6 different women pregnant with all these children, all these different homes.
Right.
And he saw nothing wrong with that.
Right.
You can't be there for those kids in fullness.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he thinks by supporting them financially that that's good.
Right.
But that's a lot of Cam Newtons in the world, y'all. There's a lot. I know some Cam Newtons. You know, brothers who saying I got one in the hospital. They don't even know that other kid is theirs, and don't want to know because they don't have to pay child support. They don't have to deal with that money. So I don't know how to fix it. Right? This is where it starts. Right? Understanding who we are, who God created us to be, and walking in purpose. You know, Dana, to your point, brother. I know what caregiving is like. It's challenging. I watched my wife suffer for 2.5 years with her breast cancer. I moved back. I was in Ohio, married in Ohio. Moved back here to Baltimore. Brought my mom in to live with me. My mom had a stroke. I'm caring for my mom now for about 6 months. She went home to be with the Lord. So I have 6 siblings. You would think they'd come along and help me with their mother. Didn't happen. That rested solely on my shoulders. I was dating someone at the time. And it gotten so bad because I'm not going to neglect my mom.
Right.
And she wanted more time with me. You're not going to make me choose between my mom and you. You're just not going to. You shouldn't even put me in that situation.
Right.
So,
You get the hand on the nail.
so
It's good because one thing, see, you taking care of your grandmother. You got any siblings? You the only child? Okay. And you took care of your wife.
and there's more, y'all.
But the thing is that
There's more. I'm still a
we
caregiver.
stress about being caregivers and we stress about all the other people who not helping, right? But the thing about it, a lot of us have siblings that our parents was just supportive to get us here. See what I'm saying? And so we look for things that's not there.
Amen.
So you just do your part. So, and the thing about it is because all of our fathers could have been in the house, but he wasn't home. You see what I'm saying? He's in the house, but he's not home.
That's a good point.
Because he's working, or the family is so big, somebody gonna miss dad.
I can elaborate on that because I know a lot of men grew up without their dad. And I had my dad. And I had my mother. But technically I didn't have my dad.
Working.
Because he was working, but my dad also had issues like we had.
Yeah.
He had communication issues. So my father wasn't the talker. He wasn't the guy that was gonna take me out and play football, basketball, whatever. So I missed that with my dad. But I got that from the men in my community, men in around us. And like I was saying earlier, this is part of what's missing in our society. And like you were saying earlier, everybody is coming from different backgrounds, and different relationships, this is why we're here. So that we can bring all of that. And this is why we're here, so that you can talk to other men that can hear you, that other men don't do, that you call your friends. This is why we're here.
And that thing, I want everybody to join this. Pierre, whatever's on your heart, brother.
I guess probably taking a different direction. What's y'all like biggest struggle in life? Mine is kind of like self-doubt. As far as just like not being able to take that next step, being afraid of failure a little bit, you know, having that in my psyche. For me, I always say my life is like a marathon. You know, I don't look at anybody else's life as far as what they have. You know, some of my friends are more well off than me. Cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm never going to be the envious type or anything like that.
Right.
I truly feel like God puts you in these positions in your life to really test you and to really see, hey, what you about, you know? So, with even like with what I'm doing now, you know, I want to do the clothing line now. It took me years to take that step because whether it be financial or just fear. But I'm gonna tell you how I know, and I knew God was real already. I'm gonna tell you how God works on His time and not on my time. So I was doing the job, I was out of town, and me and this wardrobe lady was connecting, and she asked me, "What's your passion? What are you passionate about?" I said, "Fashion." So, without hesitation, she went and purchased a printing press for me, which was like $800. Mind you, we've only communicated maybe, you know, a day or two, but she said when God speaks through her, she listens. God was like, yo, like, this guy needs somebody that's not going to essentially abandon him or say, oh, nah, I'm gonna do this for you, but then don't do it. Well, I had those situations where somebody say they're gonna look out for you, and they don't look out for you, you know. I've had that so many times in my life, I don't believe people, you know. So, when that happened for me, I was like, okay, I hear you, God. Like, I need to take that step. I need to invest in myself, you know. And that's why I feel like the least I can do is name it after, you know, put it in God's name, you know, God's closet. Promote His work, promote positivity, you know what I'm saying? One thing that I want to highlight is pain, because everybody experiences pain in a different way, shape, form, or fashion. It's universal. But my thing is I want to turn pain into a positive though. You know what I'm saying? Because the way I define pain is what you endure to become the person you're supposed to be. So, experienced a lot of pain in life, you know, experienced a lot of heartache, but wouldn't change a thing about it. It's made me who I am today. Far from perfect, I know that. Relationship with God could be better. I could pray more, you know what I'm saying? But I'm getting better each and every day. God knows my heart. God knows who He put in my life to help raise me, to help mold me. You know, had two great parents, you know, Pops was a hustler. So, he was in and out of jail from time to time, you know, so, my mom introduced me to God. Such a strong woman. She still goes through a lot in life, and I feel like it's an obligation for me, my brother, I have an older brother, it's an obligation for us to look out for her in any way that she needs. Like, no questions asked. If we got it, you got it. It don't matter. I'll worry about it later. I'll empty my bank account tomorrow and worry about it later if I have to. Same thing for my dad. My dad wasn't perfect, you know, made his mistakes. He kind of was a rolling stone. I have 4 sisters. Never was really close with my sisters like that. And I can't, but he was in our household though. So I can't say I really grew up without my father, but you know, there was times when he was gone a lot, and I did watch him hurt my mom. Not physically, but just, you know, emotionally and everything. So my pops got deported 2013. So it was just me and my brother. We was just left to fend for ourselves essentially, you know, and look out for ourselves. And that's one thing my mom instilled in us is always look out for each other. Me and my brother, best friends. Like, like I would do anything for him and vice versa. So I can truly say I'm blessed in that manner to have somebody that when the times is rough, I can always come to him before I really come to anybody else, because like I said earlier, I'm not really somebody that expresses his feelings a lot. I've had struggles with that in damn near all my relationships I've been in. I've always felt like I needed to be the rock, you know, the shoulder to cry on. And for me, I just worry about that stuff later, or I just tuck it in and just whatever, you know. It's not healthy, and it's something I don't encourage, but I'm working on that. Working on expressing myself a little more, because last thing I want to do is have all that stuff bottled up inside me, and then it just comes out in the worst way possible. You know what I'm saying?
Let me,
Yeah.
I wanna go back to,
Okay, all right. Hold on a second.
okay, I'm sorry.
First thing what I want to do is I want to give Dana Moore, Dana Manier. We're gonna bring you right there. Okay. Dana, what's on your mind, brother?
I'm just listening and listen to what a lot of you guys are saying, and I identify in a lot of ways. So on your, like, on the website. Well, I don't want to trip any time, but so
Hey, let me ask you something. Your last relationship, right? You more than that, bro. I know. You experienced a frustration,
yeah.
right? Let's start with that.
All right. Well, so the last relationship. Can I come back to that? 'Cause that's that.
Well, how you want to do it?
So all right. So one thing that I'm really big on is, which I say a lot within my family, is there's not much in this world that you can't boil down to cash. So even as I'm listening to everybody talk, it's like there's a money component. It's like, you know, we all wish that we could do better to some degree, like to help our family, right? And that's something that this is what's on my mind constantly. I've learned my sister, my younger sister, we're all like 5 years apart. So I have total siblings, older brother, older sister, me, and 3 younger sisters. So my older sister like raised me to a fair amount. And then I got 3 younger sisters. I was left to take care of them. So so making it this far without kids, like that's a large reason why. Like I kind of call it my Scared Straight program. I was scared to have kids for a while because I'm like, I know what's involved with that. Like after you like set aside like buying the Pampers and all that. I birthed them, fed them, put clothes, not clothes, but like had to dress. Like my parents was always working. So in real terms, I'm like in my mind, every relationship, God was always like, nah, like there's a time for that at some point in the future. So, so even with that, like, money was always money was always an underlying issue in my house, and to a large degree, I would say. And I can see it playing out now. So there's a couple things a couple you guys touched on. So just as far as family, as far as like I'll say back it up and taking care of like seniors, right? You know, my parents, thank God. I grew up with both my parents in the house. That it's not. I thank God for it. I had my dad. He was present, but he got hit with the I'm not 80s baby, so he got hit with the drug. He was it's all past now. So it's like he was in the streets. I'll just say he was in the streets, right? So he was out there, got hooked on some stuff, and then so there was a gap where he wasn't there. So fast forward, he came back, and you know, back into our life, and like just I guess being a black man in the 80s, and so I asked him about this recently. I was like, like, what was it like? And he couldn't really like give me an answer. And I'm like, so there was just like a lot of instability. So I guess for me, like super fast forward, I'm trying to like give like a quick synopsis. It was just like constant instability. So the way that I frame that as an adult is like there's a lack of cash. Like money doesn't solve everything. It doesn't solve all our problems, but it definitely helps, right? So that's something that I preach hard. That's like the line of work I'm in, and it's like I say it a lot to my family where I'm like the new B word. I say it to my I'm like budget, right? I say like what's the B word? And like budget, and so much so like they're tired of hearing it, but I'm like like if we just cut back on Amazon, if we cut back on things that we if on the apps like Uber, do you need to Uber everywhere? So I'm just like just manage your money a little better. Life can be a little better when you have a little bit of a stash to like rest on, or at least you can absorb shocks a little bit better if and when things happen, right? Because like life happens, and life in this current era, in the 2025, I don't know if we want to, 2025, there's like technology shifts, and there's election shifts. So there's a lot of things happening right now. And I'm like, I just tell my family like, just save as much as you can, minimize your expenses, because it's like as I believe, if we just have a little bit more on the side, we can take care of our family in the way that we really want to, and that's something that means that's something that I think about a lot. It means a lot to me, and I'll stop there.
Man, yeah.
He stepped outside for a second.
I got one question for you.
Shoot.
You talk so much about money and budget, right?
Sure.
And it's a major concern for you and your family. But are you being a crutch?
I've been a crutch. So, okay, so I've been a crutch. So that's funny you say that. So one of the things that in late 23, I bought a house. Yay! Thank God, right? I'm not minimizing that. It's I bought like an easel. Okay, and the first thing that I vote on is I come first, because it's not something that I do naturally, right? I was always like, watch the girls. My sister's like, watch the girls. So it's like now, my family is always like my first thought. Like, how can I help and all that, and just be there and all that. So that's played out in terms of relationships. How can I make life better for whoever I'm with? I'm not perfect, none of us are, but it's like other people have always been like a natural, like, okay, well, I'm good, I'll be okay. How can I help? So I wrote that down, and I wrote it there, and I made sure I look at it every day, because it's not something that I do naturally. So I'm like, I don't know.
Look, I want to bring new people in there. Thanks, Dan.
Please.
Young man in here. Let's start with him, DeAndre. DeAndre was one of the mentees in a mentoring program like over 10 years ago. We stay in touch. I stayed with several young men. And DeAndre is like being a young guy. He's a deep thinker. I see him on social media. We have a good conversation. He's a brand new father. He's going through the struggles of new father. He's going through the struggles of new fatherhood and not messing with the mind. At the beginning stages of that, he's about to go to court. some of us have been through that. But DeAndre, hard worker, he's a coach. You know, he does this thing, man. I got a lot of stuff for this young brother. So I'm glad DeAndre came. He want to do his own podcast in the future. But DeAndre, you the youngest in charge here, brother. So kick it, man. Whatever's on your
Pretty
mind.
much got to it. That's the biggest thing with my spirit right now is trying to figure out how to balance life. And not saying my son, I haven't seen him in about 6 months since January. So it's a everyday struggle trying to figure out how to balance that my work life. Trying to be a better person the most of my time here, and it's not easy. I had my breakdowns, but I hold it together for the most part. But it's just about trying to figure it out in the time being until I get that court situation handled. As much as I don't want to do it, but it's my bed and I made it, so I'm just trying to live with it at this point.
How old is your son, bro?
He'll turn 2 in October.
Hey, DeAndre.
Yes,
See
sir.
that man right there? That's my son. There was a time for 40. I ain't seen him for 2 years. It was the worst time of my life.
These 6 months.
No other women. No making no money. No part. I did all that. But I was never fulfilled until I had in my life there. So I put no greater effort in no woman, and I've been in love twice. Right? Anybody was trying to pursue any opportunity, my greatest effort has been to be in his father. That means more to me than anything. It all flows from that. That's why that relationship we have now. Anything. I don't play about my son, but I ain't play when he was young. You know what I'm saying? One thing we gotta do, what you have to do now, man, is control your temper. Our temper is always used against us, bro. Sometimes they may try to incite you.
Oh yes.
To get you to do something. Because y'all might be kind of even. But if they get you to do something, they gonna be up here. You see what I'm saying? So control it. That's where your faith comes in at, brother. And the big picture. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times, a lot of men are not equipped mentally. They emotionally go through that. We used to respond to things in a physical way. Right? We have it's physical. That's emotional. That's intellectual, and it's spiritual. It ain't really physical, brother. And you said you take an even temper for the most type, for the most kind. But you gotta stay to that, stay true to the prize, bro. And don't denigrate her. Do not denigrate her. It's about what you can do for him. I won, brother. This was over 25 years ago. I won. So you can win. You see what I'm saying? I'm here to bring hope. But you gotta stay true to the course, man. And that's without denigrating his mother. But what she said about I did not denigrate his mother. You see what I'm saying? It can be done. That's still his mother. No matter what, that's still your son's mother. But you said too, you told me, you shared with me, you want to be postpartum. Yeah. And she in denial about that. When a woman, when a woman have a child, that's a big change to them, man. Not just their body, their sex. That's a lot. That's an emotional undertaking that we know nothing about. See what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of times, the first couple of years of the relationship don't last. Because they're going through a bunch of emotions. We can't handle it. We can't handle it. So stay true to the course. You know what I mean? And when your son get older, he gonna hear about how you stayed the course for him. And it's gonna make him smile. He gonna love you even more. Because my father wouldn't go through this for me. Too many men give up, bro. They can't take it, they give up, bro. But guess what? They don't give up in the streets.
Well, let me tell you right now.
So it's all about the reward, though. Right? The reward was being a father to your son and having that fulfilling relationship. That's a greater reward than the streets. There's a lot of stuff that we strive for. That's gonna be one of your greatest rewards, bro. It is. That's gonna be most of a fulfilling relationship with the father. Yeah, it's a fulfilling relationship. And I already know you're gonna be a good one, a great one, bro. I already know. I see it in you. So stay true. I went through it and I won. So you got my number. Call me anytime to let you. I can help you. You know what I'm saying? But you can without denigrating the system. Because guess what? One time y'all was digging each other. Nobody was complaining was having the sex. They was grinning and laughing and hollering. Okay? And they was too. Nobody complained during the set. What complained afterwards? You see what I'm saying? So, but now you know, don't make that mistake no more. Because that's why I told my son, he his own man. I hope he don't have no children unless a woman he will marry. Even though it might not work out there, but that baby daddy stuff, man, that shouldn't be the normal, bro. That's why I admire that both the Danas and Pierre, they don't have no children yet. They don't have no children, they waiting. But bro, you catch hell. If it don't work out with her, they got testimonies in here. You know what I'm saying? And the children suffer for it. Because of us and them, not just them, not just us, but both of us, because we can't get along. You know what I'm saying? You stay true to the cause, get your career together, bro. Like he said, get your money, get your career together, get up, and you be better to fight that. So you already started fighting, but you better, because you want to show that you can handle the responsibility of a child. That's what you got to show that. You already got your own place. That's your spot. You know what I'm saying? But DeAndre, I'm so glad you came. You young. How old you, DeAndre?
Turned 26 this year.
Youngest one in here, brother. And I hope that you can learn from these men, and we can learn from you. Appreciate you. God love you. And my main man, Tarsky, DJ extraordinaire, do a little bit of everything. He can tell a joke with the best of them, but he gets serious too. Todd, what's on your mind, brother?
Man, I ain't really got much on my mind, man.
You always got something in your mind.
I'm down here just listening and appreciating, you know, what's going on here with, first of all, these guys just having courage to come out, you know, come to something like this and speak on a lot of things that are, you know, personal to them, man. That right there, you know, it takes a lot. And it's first step towards, you know, you becoming the man that you think you are not now, you know, and just in that, and in those things, man, I hear a lot of stuff, a lot of things, I mean, out of everything from each one of y'all in here since I've been here, that's funny, like, pertains or had pertained to my life, you know, a step, each step in my life were your story and his story, my man's story that was back here, you know, about taking care of somebody, my man's story right here as far as today, procrastinating, you know, and not moving towards a lot of things that every one of those points, you know, has been a pivotal point in my life or hurdle that I had to, you know, get over. And just, you know, I'm gonna say to all of y'all, man, and it time. It takes time, but stay the course. Stay the course. I mean, even if you think something's not going right or it's not happening when you want it to happen, man, stay the course. Even what you got, young man, you wouldn't believe that at my age, I'm going through what you going through. You wouldn't, I'm telling you, that's why. At my age, man, my oldest boy is 39 years old. My youngest is 13. You know, and that same thing with, you know, and you know, I was married at the time, so it ain't just, you know, it's not just a baby mama thing, you know, it's things that you go through in life, man. Life happens. It doesn't mean all the time that you're doing something wrong, you know, or you made a wrong move or a wrong turn. It's life, man, and life happens to you, you know, for a reason. God knows what avenues that He has for everybody, man, and the thing you think you should have been in, that was your thinking. That's not God's plan. Your plans and God's plan is something totally different. So when it hits you, you know, you think you automatically go to the negative aspect, you know, and you feel as, oh man, you know, why me? Why am I going through this? It's a reason. Can none of us tell you or say what that reason is, man, about, you know, it, nobody knows the reason, but it will reveal itself in time.
Right.
And when it's the right time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that we as men have to get first, a lot of things that we have to go through first before we know, you know, what our purpose and our plan is, man.
Hey, look,
And
we're gonna close down this first hour. I'm gonna let you start.
go ahead.
When I close out our first hour, we're gonna do one thing real fast before we do this. I'm gonna say one thing, right? And we're gonna go around real fast to tell me the first thing you think to it, right? One thing. I ain't talking about your relatives. Okay, but the first, I'm gonna say something, and we're gonna start with turning whatever. Just tell me the first thing come to your mind. Don't deep. The first thing come to your mind, and then we're gonna shut it down. We come to part two. All right, the black woman.
On that subject,
Black woman.
healthy relationship.
Okay.
Lost.
Like it's family, I think like with my family, something that I
Dave?
kind of take a look at.
Loud.
Loud.
Loud. DeAndre.
Pillar.
Pillar. Pierre.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Lonzo.
Needs guidance.
Needs guidance. Eric.
Complex.
Complex. George.
She's
Key. That's the end of, and listen, this is the first edition of the men's edition of Healing Open Wounds. We coming, we be right black. Cut it.